today we're going to be learning how to do a rebone stroke with a snare stick. So it's pretty easy. Since you're a little shorter, we have you on top of a book and your stand is as low as it's going to get, but in the future we would get you a little higher or we would get a lower stand. But for right now, it's okay. So make sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart as much as you can on that book. There's a string coming out of the top of your head, your shoulders are nice and back, and your elbows are going to be nice and relaxed at your side. Not back, not forward, right at your sides. And there shouldn't be tension. So now we're going to take our stick, just one though for right now, in our right hand, and we have seven checkpoints, and it comes out to a little nice thing like perfect, flowers better have pollen, nectar, and bees. So we're going to start with perfect. So perfect means pivot, and so we're going to try and find our balance point, which is our pivot point on our stick, and that means that we're going to find where it bounces the most on our pad. So we take our hand, we hold it out at a pretty relaxed pose, and we just let it bounce, and wherever it bounces the most is going to be our pivot point. Mark Wessel says that it's 5.5 inches from the bottom, but we don't have measuring tape, so go ahead. Go back a little, maybe back just a little more, go forward. Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. So flowers, which means fulcrum. So take your thumb and your index finger and make your index finger into an R, and take your thumb and press it against the middle joint of your finger. So we want our gap to be closed, and we also want it to be pressed up against there pretty all right. So if it were at the tip, it would definitely be too loose or weak of a hit whenever you try to use your stick, but since it's right there, it's going to be more powerful and strong. So we take that, we wrap our finger around it, we're going to take our thumb and we're going to press it on the side, and we're going to make sure it's flat. And we are going to pretend like we're holding a ladybug. We don't want it to be, we don't want to kill our ladybug, but we do want to make sure that she stays there. So our thumb should be no higher than the index finger, and then we just kind of like, yeah, there should be a little bit of room, sway. If you do this, it'll move for sure. All right, great. So now we're going to wrap our back fingers, or our better back fingers, around our stick gently, not firmly, loosely. Our stick should still be able to move a lot. Great. So our stick should still come out of our heel of our palm. There should be a little bit, maybe about an inch to 1.5. And whenever we move our stick around, it should touch our palm a little bit, of course, but it should never stay there. It shouldn't be like we're trying to strangle our stick. Finally, we do the same with the other hand. So we make our fulcrum. Yeah, that's about where our balance point is. Wrap our back fingers around very loosely. Shake them. Yep. And now we make our 90-degree angles. So your wrists and your elbows should be nice and relaxed. You look like your elbows are back further, but we want them just to be relaxed. Like if the stand wasn't there, they'd fall. So yeah, that looks all right. I want you to touch your beads together, which are these little spheres at the end of your stick. They touch together, or at least very close, whenever you are standing at this position. Great. So one thing I did want to go over that I did forget to do earlier was when we are deciding on how high your stand needs to be, you can take your thumb and take your fingers and go straight out, and your pinky should touch the stand. But it shouldn't be like that. You're a little short for that stand, but you got some growing to do. Anyways, so what I just taught you was matched grip, which means both of our hands are exactly the same. There's another way, but one of the hands is different. But we're going to learn match grip, which means our wrists are parallel to the ground, and it's how we just built the fulcrum and everything like that. Nothing different. Okay, so now we're going to try the rebone stroke very slowly. So I'm going to do one. So we want our stick to be right here, both of our sticks at the 90-degree angle, and we can start with them both real close. So I'm going to take my stick, and it should be vertical, and then I'm going to hit, and it comes up, just like if you were knocking on a door or bouncing a basketball. It's the same motion. And we want our wrists to be relatively close to our pelvis, and pretend like they're shackled to you so that they can't move freely. So, yeah. Perfect. Now try the left hand. Alright, make sure that your wrist is like this. Knock on the door. Yeah. Alright, but keep your stick right there. Sorry, that was my fault. Yep, make sure that you're trying to hit the middle each time. Great job. So now that we've pretty much mastered that, we're going to put it with a metronome at 80. So it should be relatively easy to keep it going. Okay, so make sure that you're letting your sticks do all the work for you. They should bounce naturally. That's why we have the balance point. Let me see your stick hold. Yep, but make sure that your wrists are turned out. Yeah. Maybe if you scoot back just a little bit. Yeah, because we want these to be at the center. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're going to do 8 on the right hand and then 8 on the left hand, and then you can do it by yourself, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right, now you do it. Make sure that you're keeping your wrists nice and close to your pelvis. Don't let them go everywhere. We want them to stay right there. Okay, you ready? So 8 on the right, 8 on the left. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your fingers wrapped around. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Fingers wrapped around. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right. Great. Great job. So, I noticed that you were getting some rim shots that kind of sound like that. It just means that you're a little short. And if you were a little taller or your stand was a little shorter, you get more of this sound or this sound. So when we get a taller book, we will do that. But for now, you were doing great. For the future, I want you to make sure that you're really focusing on keeping your wrists close to your pelvis, not letting them go right there. Just flip, knock on the door, bounce the ball. Yeah, but that takes a little time, which I understand. But I think you did great. If you have any questions, let me know.